So I just finished watching the new Overwatch Spotlight thing that just happened, where they talked about the future of Overwatch for the next however long, for the next year, I think it was. 10 new heroes over the course of the next year, with 5 coming out next week. With a lot of other things, like they're changing the whole UI, they're doing like these sub-passives now, like all these classes now have subclasses and all of that. They're also teasing stuff with like new story stuff, like this is the year of the Talon takeover, Vendetta defeated Doomfist, and all of that. And I'm just sitting here watching this spotlight, and I know I'm supposed to be excited, but I'm not. I don't even know what to say. It's just, this is such a slap in the face. This feels like a slap in the face as a big Overwatch fan. I've been an Overwatch fan since, not the beginning, I got into it in 2017, but for basically a decade, I have been playing this game. I've made a ton of videos on it on this channel, which is why I feel compelled to make this video. I just feel so weird about this update, and so weird about this next... I guess I'll just stop. There was an animated short that started the spotlight, and first of all, I want to say the animation was beautiful. It took me back to the shorts of yesteryear. It feels like it's been forever since we got one of these cinematic shorts, and it was just so nice to see it again. And it was beautiful, and like the spectacle was all there. The fight was really good, like quality wise, this was awesome. But like, I'm sitting here watching Doomfist get his fucking ass kicked by Vendetta, a character that we have not even known for not even a year at this point. And I'm watching as this new character just walks in and kicks the shit out of this guy. And that's what I'm gonna call him. He's just a guy. For years, since 2014 or whenever, 2015 maybe, when they started teasing Overwatch, Doomfist was this prolific figure. He's untouchable. He's got he could level a skyscraper with his Doomfist gauntlet. He was a big deal in this universe. And just to see him go out like that, it was laughable. It honestly, Vendetta's the new Doomfist now. It hit me in that moment. Doomfist was nothing for the past over a decade. This character was built up as this super strong guy, and he was just, his ass just got fucking handed to him. It was so lame. He landed one punch, and that was it. And good for Vendetta. I'm glad that Vendetta got her revenge and shit. I feel like I wasted a decade being invested in this Doomfist character. I guess I should have seen the signs when he was released and he was fucking weak as hell. But anyways, after the short, they talked about the 5, count them, yes, 5 new heroes coming to the game on February 10th, which is a week from now. None of these characters look interesting in the slightest. Not their designs, not their kits. They are carbon copies of older characters, just like every other character that's been released in Overwatch 2 for the past 3 years. They've always just been Frankensteining these. Take Hazard, for example. He just has Mei walls. He just has Mei ice walls. And a little bit of Doomfist / Winston pouncing, you know? And now you look at this Genji looking guy. He's supposed to be part of the Hashimoto clan. He's probably got one of the stronger designs of these new characters, but his kit is fucking absurd. This is plagiarism, dude. We're talking about fucking Lucio heal, he's got that aura, that's how he heals. He's got Genji right click, he's got some sort of Reaper, Kiriko teleport, and his ult is literally just Lifeweaver tree. This character, he's got the most interesting design, which is he comes nowhere close to the original designs, Don't get me fucking wrong. He's still lame as hell compared to so many characters. But it's interesting out of the 5. But his kit is so dog shit. The other thing that's getting me kind of like worried is that Overwatch, historically, anytime a new character comes out, they are always broken on release. They are always meta-defining. They're way too OP. Or, on the other side of that, they're completely useless and nobody will ever play them. In the case of a Water Boy, Water College guy, I forgot his fucking name. I think Hazard onwards was when the design element, like, all the good designers left at that point. And I'm sure that this whole Overwatch spotlight, this whole Overwatch thing, is definitely not a cover-up for anything going on over there. Jetpack Cat is... it's the new cute character. It's a cat. It's fine. The design is fine. I think the kid is what's carrying it. This kid is, like, actually, like... it's Ivy from Deadlock, but, like, Overwatch doesn't have anything like that, so, like... this should have been the only new character released. One of the other characters, she's like fire-themed. It's just Kiriko again. And given, like, there's comparisons between, like, how she looked in the comics versus now. It's just like, why does she look like Kiriko in Juno? Like, her ultimate's kind of cool, I guess. But it's just like, my problem was, like, Overwatch is defined by all of these unique-looking characters. And now we're releasing 5 that might as well look exactly the same. I don't see how I'm gonna look at any of these characters and, like, remember them. In fact, like, I literally just watched the Spotlight, and they were saying their names, and I immediately forgot them. Just like Waterboy, just like Vendetta. I keep forgetting that Vendetta isn't just Olari. They look exactly the same. I can kind of see a world where these characters are just completely abandoned and nobody plays them. Outside of Jetpack Cat. I think Jetpack Cat will see some longevity. But these 4 other characters, like, nobody's gonna give a shit about them. But then they were talking about, like, the sub-passives for these different classes. Okay, sure. Perk changes again. Okay, sure. Then they revealed... now this was completely damning to me. They're bringing back post-match, like, accolades. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this, and I actually think these look way better than, like, the cards from Overwatch 1. But this is where we have to remember that Overwatch 2 was supposed to be so much bigger than what it is. Overwatch 2 was supposed to bring all these new different heroes, all these new maps, these new game modes. It was supposed to redefine the multiplayer aspect of the game, all these different hero reworks. It was supposed to have an entire PvE mode. I think we're forgetting that Overwatch 2 was supposed to have this big, grandiose, like, story involving Null Sector and Overwatch, like, this war going on, and, like, these super replayable, like, missions, and all these characters were supposed to have their own different skill trees and all of that. It was supposed to be this super ambitious thing, and we got 3 missions that were sold for $15, and all 3 of them were equally dog shit, and they promptly abandoned it. They said, we're not working on this anymore. It's not working out. We honestly, like, never had a vision for it to begin with. It was merely just to sell us a free-to-play version of Overwatch, where we had to initially pay money to play these old characters that we already been able to play. Like, if you were a new player playing Overwatch 2, you would have to play the game for hours to unlock these new characters. Now, gradually, they fixed all of this. You could play every character the day they released. They added loot boxes back, which, I mean, may or may not have been a good thing depending on the country you live in. It is low-key gambling. And also, like, a main selling point of Overwatch 2 was also the change from 6v6 to 5v5. And then, over the course of Overwatch 2, now 6v6 is back in the game as its own mode. We changed Mei to not have her freeze as her left click, essentially making her useless. And then with the perks update, they added that ability back. Once you start seeing all of these things, they got rid of loot boxes, they brought back loot boxes. They promised this huge PvE campaign, then they got rid of it, and now they're starting to tease it again. And now, we've gotten to that point where the post-match accolades that were taken away for no reason, they're now magically back. And coincidentally, now Overwatch 2 doesn't exist anymore. This whole thing of Overwatch 2 being bigger and better than Overwatch, and now it's Overwatch again. Like, what was the point of Overwatch 2? It feels like this whole entire update, that's what I'm calling it. It was never a new sequel. It was never a sequel. It was just a glorified item shop update. We spent all of Overwatch 2 getting rid of features that were basic and present in Overwatch 1, and then slowly bringing back all those elements, and now we're back to Overwatch 1. And people are calling this a win. People are calling it a win that we're finally back to the glory days of Overwatch. Overwatch 2 was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be bigger and grander. We were supposed to have these PvE missions. And now you're telling me that now we're getting them? What was the point of the last 4 years? Honestly, tell me now, what was the point of the last 4 years? I think another thing as well, as silly as it is, I think them getting rid of the 2 in Overwatch 2 is honestly them admitting defeat. Like, they know they couldn't fulfill all of these promises. So it's almost like they're just giving up. They're not going to try doing these big PvE things. They're not going to do any of that. Now we're just back to Overwatch 1. And I can't stress this enough. This feels like a waste of 4 years. We stepped so far in the wrong direction with Overwatch 2. We crawled our way back up during that whole lifespan of Overwatch 2. Now that we're back to fundamentally just Overwatch 1, but for free, they're dropping the 2. I prefer this over them calling this Overwatch 3, because they definitely learned their lesson from that front, but like, is this any better? I don't know. And I feel like I've been ranting on too much about this. Maybe I'm being too whiny, maybe I'm being too entitled, but like, I love Overwatch. I've grown up kind of playing this game for a decade, and no matter how much bullshit is thrown in its way, I will always come back to it and play more. There's always been something about this game that's been so fun. I wouldn't, like, not addicting, but it's just like, it's fun to the core. It's a fun hero shooter. And I feel like if the HUD changes haven't told you anything, they're just trying to be like their competition. They're trying to be Marvel Rivals, because Marvel Rivals is doing well. For some reason. I'm not making this video as like a doom and gloom, like Overwatch is doomed now. It's honestly like facing the brightest days that it's seen in a while. I think the perks update and Stadium have been two extremely good aspects of this game recently. I just think that they could always be doing better. This update is screaming quantity over quality for me, and I don't know if I like that. But yeah, that was my rant about this update. Sorry that I wasted 15 minutes of your time. Let me know what you think of this update. Tell me if I'm wrong, if it's just me. Like, I'm honestly fine if this is just me. These are my honest opinions. I still love this game. I'm just worried that this ain't it, Chief. Sorry for no uploads either. I'm not gonna lie. I've had one video ready to go for basically 8 months, and I just didn't release it. So you will see that when I feel like I want to release it. Also, please tell me why Aqua Guy looks and plays exactly like Jeff the Shark. Like, what happened here?